Diddy's sons are releasing their own documentary about Diddy, and allegedly Diddy is going to speak out publicly for the first time. This documentary is being released in response to 50 Cent's documentary that is going viral on Netflix right now. 50 Cent is also planning to release a part 2, and now Diddy's sons and 50 Cent are going docu-series for DiddyNews. Zeus Network has a new Diddy documentary coming out, and this time, it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons.
Zeus Network has a new Diddy documentary coming out, and this time it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons. All the time I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. A lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's sex trafficking trial in New York. Hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony? Have you apologized on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still think your father's innocent? Your daddy got 4 years! Your daddy got 4 years of you!
Freddie P., artist that used to work with Diddy, says that he witnesses suspicious behavior between Diddy and his stepson Quincy Combs. Allegedly,
The foes, the joy, the pain, our joy, the loyalty, the betrayal, the lies, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative, once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on 2 separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions.
Justin and Christian Combs are both going to be in the documentary, and this is the first time since the start of the trial that either of them has taken a public stance on their father's crimes. Now let's not forget that both Justin and Christian have their own pending sexual assault lawsuits, so if Diddy joins in on the documentary, we're going to have 3 alleged predators. Just try to avoid
Is it Sean? Is it
blame for however long this propaganda piece is going to be.
Diddy's sons that are going to be in this, it shows clearly we are also going to hear from Diddy himself on a phone call while he's in prison at Fort Dix. Already seeing the way people are reacting, I do not think this is hitting for them the way they want it to. And I think this is also because everybody knows that Diddy is actually appealing his sentence that he was found guilty of right now. I think that if Diddy just took accountability for the things that we have all seen him do wrong, he would do a lot better than trying to push a certain narrative. Because to me and a lot of other people.
Interestingly, the person most excited for this is someone no one could have expected. 50 Cent actually reposted the trailer for this docuseries on his Instagram and reacted to the release. It's clear that 50 is just doing this to troll Justin and Christian though, since they've been beefing for a while now. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's talk about what 50 posted first.
Had to come tap in as expected. 50 Cent caught wind of it hitting the news, hitting the blogs, and being on the timeline yesterday that Diddy's sons, Sean and Justin, will be dropping a docuseries of their own to tell their side of the story, their experiences, and how they view things on the Zeus Network. Well, 50 Cent put it up on his Instagram page, and he promoted the trailer when you look at it from the other side of it on the marketing side, but he knows it plays back into the doc that he just dropped as well with the record, and he put it up and said, wow, I want to see this show. I'm not sure this was a good idea. And he tagged at 50 Cent Action. Let's talk me and it be known that this is really promo in itself.
As soon as the trailer for this documentary was posted online, the backlash was insane. One person under 50's comment section wrote, "Sheesh, I see the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree." Another person on Twitter said this, "We already know he loves to control a narrative with media manipulation and propaganda." Things got so bad that Zeus Network CEO Lemuel Plummer, a close friend of Diddy, had to explain the situation and take matters into his own hands.
Lemmy did take to his Instagram right after this trailer for this docu-series dropped, and he was getting tons of backlash from people saying they do not want this crap, they only want to see baddies. He said, to be clear, this documentary series is centered on providing Justin and Christian the opportunity to share their personal story and lived experiences, particularly as their lives have also been directly impacted. This project is not intended to endorse, defend, or vindicate Diddy or any individual, nor does it seek to justify or minimize any action that had been alleged or adjudicated. Do you find this part odd because of all the wording that was just shown in the trailer? The lies, the truth, the foes. Anyways, as a network, we believe it's important for allowing individuals to speak for themselves just as any credible network entering the documentary space does. Our role is to provide a platform for the stories to be told honestly and without prejudgment. What viewers will see is raw, real, and authentic storytelling. That is the essence of this project. We respectfully ask that the series not be prejudged before it's seen. Everyone will have the opportunity to watch, assess the content, and arrive at their own conclusions.
Now, this is obviously a propaganda piece, and it's not the first time that Diddy has tried to control the narrative. He wants to shift the focus away from 50 Cent's documentary and the crimes that are being talked about now. Even during the trial, Diddy was working with his sons to create a better image.
Prosecutors allege Combs frequently instructs family members and his attorneys to add other individuals via three-way call, which is not allowed. On some of those calls, prosecutors say Combs is explicit about his intention to use public statements to sway potential jurors, including this Instagram post by Diddy's kids.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Prosecutors say Combs enlisted family members to plan and execute a social media campaign around the defendant's birthday, the first time we heard his voice from behind bars.
Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world.
Prosecutors say Combs then monitored audience engagement from the video.
If the judge, in fact, feels as though Diddy is trying to circumvent the rules of the prison and he's doing things outside of what he's allowed to do, that's going to carry a lot of weight when we talk about being released on bail, because what they're trusting is that you will abide by the rules that allow you to be out.
Are people really being paid to rally support for Diddy outside of his trial? Because that is what many are now alleging, as people have been standing across the street from the courthouse in free Puff and free Diddy shirts. With, for example, journalist and content creator Emily Hagan posting a TikTok of this group of people in matching shirts that also then included this interaction.
These are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20?
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is. The lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like,
And while that TikTok was initially posted around 5 days ago, it's now gotten a lot more traction as people like 50 Cent, who famously not a big Diddy fan, has started posting about it and trolling Diddy by posting seemingly edited images of him in the shirts and writing things like, "Okay, now where do I send my $20 invoice, guys? A deal's a deal."
The timing of this release is also suspicious, since Diddy just filed for an appeal. According to recent court documents, Diddy has filed an appeal asking a federal court to overturn his Mann Act convictions and 50-month sentence, or at least cut the sentence and release him much sooner.
In coverage, Sean Diddy Combs seeking an immediate release from prison. This week, his attorneys urging a federal appeals court in New York to reverse his conviction on prostitution-related charges or direct the judge to lighten his 4-year sentence. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris joining us. Diddy's lawyers, Jeff, officially filing that appeal this week. Tell us more about their argument and also the chances it succeeds. What are you hearing?
So Diddy is currently serving that 50-month prison sentence after being found guilty on those prostitution-related charges over the summer. In their appeal filing, his lawyers now arguing the music mogul was treated harshly during sentencing by a federal judge who let evidence surrounding charges that he was actually found not guilty of actually then influence his punishment. This week, lawyers for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs urging a federal appeals court in New York to either order his immediate release and reverse his conviction or lighten his over 4-year prison sentence.
This appeal was expected, especially when the defense filed a motion for a new trial and a notice of appeal. And the arguments are attacking the conviction itself.
Probably the worst part of the situation is how both Justin and Christian are implicated in Diddy's crimes. So for two alleged predators to come together and somehow try to paint a third convicted predator as a good person is just insane. According to some, Diddy's kids are doing this precisely because they're implicated in Diddy's crimes.
Yo, 50 is a diabolical nigga, man. You know what 50 basically just did? He just teased the sequel. He's like, yo, at first it was the Pops. Now the second season. You know the second season is usually more lit than the first. Second season is watching how they were tag teaming. Justin, Christian, and Diddy. Yo.
Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, also reacted to 50's docuseries and posted on Twitter saying, "On my dad, if I ever see 50 Cent, I'll slap the fuck out of him." The post was deleted pretty quickly, but 50 Cent's response wasn't. "Lil bro, first close your damn mouth when you take pictures," 50 wrote. "I've been rich 3 different times, sold records, sold shows, sold liquor, sold power. You still living off Wi-Fi and legacy. Relax."
I can't wait to see 3 a.m.
Yes.
The controversy.
Yeah.
How can we get a tape of this?
Oh, I'm going to send it to you.
Now, according to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Diddy's son, Justin Combs, was a regular attendee at Diddy's freak-off parties and was responsible for sourcing underage girls for Diddy. Photos of Justin at Diddy's freak-off party have also come out, and allegedly, most of the minors at Diddy's parties were there because of Justin sourcing them.
Before Diddy and sometimes others sexually assaulted them. There are also allegations that Diddy forced these victims to have sex with prostitutes as he touched himself. He called these situations freak-offs, and oftentimes he recorded them. Here's where some of the allegations against his son Justin Combs come in. So all this takes us back to February, when Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, filed civil suit against Diddy. In his lengthy lawsuit, Lil Rod straight name drops Justin Combs, describing him as someone who solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers.
And I'm proud of you, boy. God bless me so much. Forever KP.
Look at you.
I had to give a nod to the God.
But you're giving us a futuristic.
There's actually a picture of Justin Combs with an allegedly underage girl shown in the lawsuit. Now, in this specific instance, Lil Rod alleges at least one underage girl came to Diddy's home for a listening party. A sex worker was also apparently solicited, and a freak-off ensued.
Okay, Will and Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the gold party. Okay? But right now
As an aside, this is the same night that Lil Rod alleges Diddy forced him to take a laced shot. He started to feel lightheaded and then woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, naked next to a sex worker. It's important to note Justin Combs is listed as a defendant on this case because, according to Lil Rod, he facilitated Diddy's alleged RICO enterprise and at times participated.
And Christian isn't far behind. Like, the story keeps getting worse. Christian King Combs has also been named as a defendant, and this time, it's in connection to a rape case. A lawsuit was recently filed by 26-year-old stewardess Grace O'Marquet, claiming that Christian groped her and sexually harassed her after drugging her with laced drinks at one of Diddy's yacht parties.
And she was 25 years old at the time. She believed that the trip would be a, quote, wholesome family excursion, but says it, quote, turned into a hedonistic environment, even describing rampant drug use among sex workers and celebrities who came on board. She believes that the alcohol on the yacht had been laced with drugs because she says women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over.
sign me up. I'm here to help make a difference and help us have a positive outcome. And I believe all my brothers and sisters out there would be willing to work.
This is, by the way, something that it was also alleged in Jones's lawsuit, that Combs would spike the drinks of different people. But focusing on Christian Combs, well, Markey says that Christian Combs had been staying at a villa on the shore, but that he would come onto the yacht in the evening to party. And on December 28, 2022, Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure Markey to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. Markey alleges that Christian kissed her neck, kissed her face, as he groped her legs, breasts, and private area.
There was also the time that Christian was involved in helping his dad cover up a shooting. This was even referenced in the docuseries that 50 released.
In an alleged shooting cover-up. According to court documents, it happened on September 12, 2022, outside Diddy's Chalice Studios. Lil Rod says Diddy, his son Justin, and Justin's friend who went by G were all there when things got heated. Lil Rod says he heard multiple gunshots ring out and later found G on the bathroom floor in the fetal position. Lil Rod says he was bleeding out of his hip and leg area.
22 Billboard Music Awards. Vegas, love, love, love. Love, love, love.
Lil Rod says he was applying pressure to G's wounds and then asked the crowd to call an ambulance. At that point, both Diddy and Justin Combs disappeared to another part of the studio. Diddy then gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. So that specific allegation involves Diddy's son Justin, but another allegation and entirely separate civil lawsuit involves his other son Christian, or King Combs.
Acceptance speech. The 52-year-old mogul
Grace Omar K alleges that Christian Combs sexually assaulted her on a yacht in December 2022, and she says it was facilitated by Diddy.
Christian and Justin are scared. They know that 50 is coming out with a second part, and there's a big chance they could be exposed too. They're trying to get in first and twist the narrative. There's a very real chance that they could be exposed as well. So instead of waiting to be named or implicated, they're trying to get in front of the story first. This documentary is their attempt to preempt whatever 50 is about to reveal. By speaking now on their own terms, they can frame themselves as victims rather than abusers.
Nah, cause what do you mean 50 Cent got 140 more hours of Diddy just recording himself doing all this crazy stuff on camera? 140 extra hours. Do you know how many terabytes that footage possibly is? How many hard drives? How many bottles of baby? All right. You telling me we got the whole 4-part series documentary and that was just, what, a nickel of what he has just sitting? Like, 50 is going to use this to just crush this man. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm still stuck on Buddy, the producer, that kept waking up every single day, still there with his butt on soul. Like, bro woke up every single day like, ouch, brother.
Shit is about to hit the fan. After what 50 just came across in that secret little Diddy footage that he paid from the videographer that Diddy didn't pay, they are saying 50 has footage that will not only add more time to Diddy's sentence, but Diddy might not ever come out. Listen up, check this out. Now y'all know that footage that where Diddy is behind the scenes talking to his lawyer and all of this stuff, and people like, damn, what was Diddy recording it? Well, Diddy was recording it because he thought he was about to beat the case. So he wanted to do a Netflix documentary. Didn't pay the guy, and then 50 got all 140 hours of footage of secret Diddy tactics. Well, there's a guy named Neil who was mentioned in the court, works right up under Diddy, was organizing everything. Allegedly, they are saying that he is on video, film, tampering with witnesses, giving out addresses, offering money, bribing, we'll pay for your lawyers, all kind of shit that could be counted as witness tampering, obstruction of justice. And 50, of all people, has his hands on this footage. And I'm hearing that this could implicate Diddy's lawyers in some bullshit. They could be charged. This shit is getting wild. And I'm hearing that this 50 Cent documentary is just the fucking tip of the iceberg, and I like it. What if I told you?
Some industry insiders $1 billion.
Reports that Diddy's legal team sent Netflix a cease and desist letter, but now the big rumor is that they're preparing a defamation lawsuit, potentially for $1 billion over the Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary. They're claiming it uses stolen and unauthorized footage to create a shameful hit piece and damages reputation.
Is there precedent? Because when it's a documentary, footage doesn't necessarily have to be approved if it's considered a news piece.
And since you didn't watch it, Ebro, there is one piece.
I watched some of it.
Where, there's very intimate footage of Diddy with his lawyers. But in the documentary, it also talks about how he hired a young person to film him for X amount of hours, a lot, and didn't pay him. So if 50 comes along and is like, I will pay you for this footage.
Well, unless...
that's the biggest congrats, by the way.
Well,
The reason why I'm up here tonight, because tonight and today is Biggie's 45th birthday. Can you please get about your seats?
Depending on what the documentation is between that,
that person
and Diddy.
Yeah.
Right? If that
Why would he not
documentation
have...
says that this footage is yours if I am paid. If I am not paid, the footage is mine.
Well, no, but I think the default would be it's his. If they didn't end up doing paperwork and the guy's just been allowed access, that's his footage.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. If there's not paperwork.
So if Diddy never signed paperwork, he was like, no, I'm going to get you when I get you.
Yeah, that's right.
Now Diddy never gave him $1. Now Diddy went to jail. He's holding all this footage. 50 goes, I'd like that footage. All right, how much, bud?
Yeah.
This cease and desist isn't going to do much of anything. 50 already revealed how he got the footage. Diddy refused to pay his editor, just like Lil Rod, and 50 stepped in.
Take some positivity out of it. They'll be able to take something out of it. But now when they see me and I'm doing my musical bag, then they see, oh, that's that superhero. That's something different. That's, that's one thing I love about it.
He paid for the footage, and now...
Like at that point, what you said? At that point, I was scared because I know that the wolves that was with me, they was like real live wolves, and I got in. I didn't get into her.
Now owns exclusive rights to everything that may be released.
Calls, I'm getting to this. Yo, Bonds. Yo, man, how 50 get? Blah, blah, blah. Yo, Puff, take this self doing that. Let me explain something to y'all. All right? Whether it's NDAs, whether it's whatever. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity. So they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day on call. Whether we on a yacht, whether we on a ship, wherever we at, he wants to videotape that, right? So now, they come to agreement. They come to whatever the pay is going to be. But then it be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office. He gets in touch with the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? What is this I'm paying? You know what you paying. You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. That's the invoice he put in. So now, being if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? He could do whatever he want to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder. And 50 had to be the highest bidder to get there. Yo, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupidity. Trust me.
By having his sons front the story, Diddy can position himself as a supportive father, a concerned parent, or even a misunderstood icon, while subtly steering attention away from his own alleged misdeeds. Unlike 50 Cent's docuseries, this one is going to be full of lies.
This morning, never-before-seen footage
of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
Okay, Will and Chris, we're going to solve that like family at the gold party. Okay? But right now,
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows
like the connection of being, you know what I'm saying? And it really taught me, you know, how to love. And that's the way I love right now. So that's why I don't put different things in like categories like that, because I feel like, you know, the people that's going to really matter in your life.
Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Curtis, Alex, thank you so much for the time right now. I'm looking forward to talking about this, and this is something that a lot of people have been talking about for some time now. Alex, let me begin with you. The docuseries is entitled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. How is this one different from the others that have been out there?
Well, you know, I think that the biggest marker of what makes this film or this series different is how much time we took into putting into the making of the film.
Hey, Kim, it don't work. You're going to have to get it yourself. And she was like, that. Just especially, you know, celebrating 30 years of music and the 50th anniversary of hip-hop.
Doing our due diligence to get the right voices, you know, to the table. You know, this is a series that spans over 30 years.
Now 50 Cent knows that Diddy's sons are corrupt. Months ago, he wrote a letter to the judge asking for Diddy to not be let out. And in this letter, he explicitly mentioned that Diddy's sons were just...
Yes. Maury, I mess up all the time. Enjoy your award. You've done great. At Club Love, we don't judge, right? I think it's important to know who you are, you know what I'm saying?
Just as bad as him.
Moranian. Now, he posts this as a text message. I don't know if this was a text message to his lawyer, where maybe he was instructing his lawyer to write this letter to the judge. If you don't know, the judge is accepting letters in the case of the sentencing of Sean P. Diddy Combs, who's set to be sentenced tomorrow. And 50 Cent decided to write his letter to the judge as well. If you don't know, at this point, I think it's abundantly clear that 50 Cent is the baby father of the child that belongs to not only 50, but the woman that is identified as Jane Doe. That woman, I think we now know, is Daphne Joy. So Daphne Joy's baby daddy is 50 Cent. So maybe there's a reason and there's some relevance here for 50 to have somewhat of a letter being sent to the judge. Why? Well, one of the two victims, or the main two victims, which is victim one, we all know is Cassie, but victim two is known as Daphne Joy. Who's Daphne Joy's baby father? 50 Cent. So he writes a letter and he says, "Dear Judge Summeranian, I've had an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He's very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite his trying to teach a class in there." This is how you know he actually wrote this. This is bad grammar. Despite him trying to teach a class in there. As you're already aware, the government has spent maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army, in two locations simultaneously. Later, his sons, who's dealing with his own R-word allegations, claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male sex workers and keep most of the baby oil away from the general public, and babies needed. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon.
Diddy's son stepping forward doesn't clear anything up. It only raises more questions. When the people telling the story are also named in lawsuits, tied to cover-ups, and financially dependent on the man they're defending, credibility goes out the window. If you think this documentary is about truth, let me know. And if you think 50 knows way more than he's letting on, make sure you're subscribed because this story is far from over.